Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tito's Roadhouse. We are once again in the man cave, and I have a very special guest with me, my lifelong dear friend, Tommy McDonald, who is my tour manager extraordinaire, and we grew up together, so he's been with me a long time. He knows where all of the bodies are buried, and a few extra parts, probably.
Yeah,
Hello,
maybe.
Tommy.
Hello, how are
Tommy
you?
McDonald.
Hello.
So a lot of people ask, what exactly does a tour manager do? So we were sitting here just kind of talking about some things. So a tour manager's role is kind of taking care of everything day to day, making sure all the buses get from point A to point B, setting leave times, all this stuff. What's your
Setting leave times, make sure hotels are booked, make sure drivers are lined up when we have long runs, extra runs, overdrives. Just basically, Steve Poole said it best when he said a tour manager is nothing but a glorified chicken getter, and that's pretty much what I am.
And I like chicken.
Yes,
I eat chicken
and I get a lot of it.
And you catch a lot of chicken crap for that too, don't you?
I do. Yes, I do.
But you give a lot of chicken crap to a lot of people. You do.
not-
You like to dish it out.
Not as much as what everybody thinks I do.
Oh,
It's just-
so Tommy is a big prankster, and he's been known to pull a joke or two on a few people out there on the road.
I've had a lot of jokes pulled on me.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot better ones.
Yeah.
So
But
those are the ones I remember.
What you do is you know a lot about history, so he'll weave some actual factual history in, and then he'll make about half of it up, and you don't realize where it is that he just made up until later, and it's starting to get really crazy. I don't think so. You're
I
pulling my
don't
leg.
know if I do it that bad, but
It's funny when you do though.
yeah, I have pulled some. Yeah,
One or two
told
pranks.
some tall stories.
Every now and then.
Yeah,
What's your favorite one's been pulled on you?
that's been pulled on me. I don't know. Maybe when we were out in Lubbock, Texas, or Amarillo, or somewhere like that.
When I tried to have you arrested for your
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, you did have me arrested. He had me. He had a cake for me up in the bus, and it was like, "Go out there, it's your birthday." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is great. Everybody's loving me. I was the most popular guy in the world." All of a sudden, there was a knock on the door and says, "You got a Tommy McDonald here?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." They said, "Step out." And when I did, it was like two big, 10-foot tall officers, and one was standing behind me, and he started reading off some charges to me that was all trumped up, And he come up and the tour manager at the time, he said, I started stepping backwards and I stepped into that other one. And he said I was white as a ghost about to pass out. The guy finally he said he was going to handcuff me. And then he finally said, I looked so nervous and scared that he didn't do it. He finally said, happy birthday to me.
And we all had our face pressed up against the window in the bus laughing. It was awesome.
It
Yes,
was terrible.
It was a great night.
So I was going to get him back. And so we were playing Shreveport, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And Flip Anderson, the piano player at the time, he was helping me plot against Tracy. Well, I'm so dumb. I didn't realize that he was plotting with Tracy for me to plot to Tracy.
Oh no.
So they set me up a microphone on the side of the stage, and I was going to sing into the microphone when he was singing Second Home. When it says, I don't have to pay no mortgage, they said, this is your line. This is what you're going to do. Just sing it. It'll come through his monitors. It'll mess him up, all that stuff. Well, when it happened,
Put you on.
they turned me on. They turned me on in the house. I go to sing, and the spotlights hit me. The band stops playing. Tracy quits singing. And I'm sitting there like a deer in the
He
headlights.
hit the ground. He tried to crawl under the stage. It was awesome.
And we had this real big, muscular bus driver. He just grabbed me by the britches and just carried me up on the stage and sat there. And they talked to me a little bit. It wasn't.
Those were good
Fun.
times, man.
It was funny.
We had a lot of
It's
fun times.
Right now.
What was bad is I went back out to the merch table and everybody come by and go, you can't sing worth a damn. I'm like, I know. That's the point.
I remember we were all, I was standing up in the front lounge of the bus singing, probably after a show, and we'd had a few drinks and everything, and I was all gathered around. Whatever song we were singing, and Opie got up just screaming in my ear. We called him Opie, that's his nickname. And I just reached my hand around, put it around his mouth, and said, don't do that.
Yeah. Told me, quit singing.
Quit singing.
I'm like,
Yeah. It was so bad.
But it was done in love because you put your arm around him.
I did. I just
kind of draw him close to you, and then like, shut up, quit singing, but I love you.
I love jokes, man. We've had some good ones out on the road. I remember the biggest one that we ever did was against Tracy Bird, and we were wrapping up. I think it was the TNT tour in the late '90s, and the last show was in Florida. We were playing an outdoor stage, and we juggled. I think we were juggling headliners. He happened to be closing that day, so we were starting. No. I closed that show because when he got on stage, we had ping pong balls in the rafters. We had eggs. Pie. We had whipped cream in the pies.
Yes.
And I'd sent everybody out to all the bait stores, and we gathered up what we estimated was about 1,000 crickets, and got the code to his bus and strode crickets from the back of the bus all the way to the front. He got done. We had hit him with everything. I mean, dropped the ping pong balls, the silly string, all the stuff, and he got back on the bus, and he was mad. Oh, he was so mad. He was so mad.
He said he would sit there talking to somebody else, and a cricket jumps on his head.
You'd be laying there in the bed at night, and you could hear them chirping in the walls. Said they had to take it in the parking lot and turn the heater on high and let it sit for about 2 days to get the crickets out of the walls.
That was a good one.
So your daddy was a big prankster too, Mr. Frank. So tell me some good Mr. Frank stories, because this is good stuff, and you've got a bunch of them. And I love the boat one. I love the skunk one. Yeah, you might have to wait for a few more people to die first, but
Yeah, maybe so. But my uncle, who has passed away, God rest his soul, his little brother, they were always bad about playing jokes on each other. So one day, there was this bunch of bees, up in a tree, a honey tree, and they were going to go rob the honey, my uncle and his brother-in-law. Well, my dad, he said, going to be down here at 10 o'clock. So my dad goes in about 9:30, drives in, shoots the nest with a shotgun a few times, stirs them up, drives back out, walks back in, dusts his tracks out of the thing so they never know he's there. And they drive in, come back. Dad's out there going, "What'd you get the honey?" He's like, "No, those bees were mad."
oh,
Yeah. One day, and his brother Sam witnessed this one, that this guy pulled up to the gas pumps with his boat. He's going fishing. My dad walks out there and unhooks his boat. The guy drives off, gets down there to back the boat in, realizes he doesn't have a boat behind his truck.
he needed to pay for his gas and get a cup of coffee or something, came back out and just drove off. The boat's still sitting. Oh, my gosh.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we grew up in a little town called Foreman, and back then I think it was about 1,100 people, wasn't it?
Yep.
We graduated in 1986 in the largest class that ever came out of the school. I think we had 49 graduating seniors.
Yep. It was.
Yeah.
We were real close. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of
going to
fun.
that little town.
Yeah. Has the town changed much over the years?
Not much. Just stuff moving in, moving out.
Hey, we had a great time growing up. There
Yes,
wasn't a
we
lot
did.
to do, but things were different back then. Growing up in a small town, we had a lot of gravel roads, and we were all the same. We could drive all over the place, doing barely anything but crossing a paved highway. I mean, we knew our way around everywhere back home.
And we were real mischievous, but we never hurt anybody. We never harmed anything. We didn't tear people's property up. It wasn't like that. We just went and
A
had
few
good
eggs,
time.
Halloween, some water balloons, stuff like
Yeah.
that. A little toilet paper here and there.
But nothing to. I mean, people now, they go off and they try to tear things up, because they think it's funny to. We didn't do that.
No, we didn't do that.
We weren't.
We were
good
just
kids.
mischievous.
We were mischievous, but we were good kids. We really were.
I think we were.
We were good kids.
We sure had a good time. It was just a different time growing up back then. We did start drinking way too early, though, because there wasn't anything else to do.
Very,
But
very
that
early.
was, we grew up in what I always call the wettest dry county in the state of Arkansas.
Absolutely.
Because Oklahoma was
Well,
7 minutes away.
Yeah.
If you drove real fast.
And the little beer joint set right on the Arkansas
Right on the line.
Oklahoma line.
Boom.
So if you walked 10 feet away from the east side of the beer joint, it was Arkansas. So it was that close, So it was fun.
So you came to Nashville and lived for a long time. You've moved back home since, and you've been back in Foreman for several years now. Tough job making the transition back and forth on a weekly basis.
Not really. The internet helped a lot. It's a 8-hour drive, but
Yeah.
it's I made the move for my daughter to grow up in a small town, my wife to be closer to family, and it was a good move. I'm glad I did. My mom and dad are in their 80s now, and so I'm home with them a lot, and I get to see them and in their older years. It was Nashville. I miss Nashville, but I'm here enough that I don't miss it. You know that it's really grown now. I do not go downtown if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So,
And you sold merchandise and stuff for many, many years and took care of my payroll and all that stuff, did bookkeeping and stuff. How difficult was the transition to tour manager, road manager scenario for you being in the other situation for so long?
you know, it's different because you on that side of it, you look at, well, why don't you do it this way until you step in those shoes, and then you realize why tour managers get the reputation they got is because there's things that have to be done certain ways.
Yeah.
And you don't understand it till you walk in those shoes. It's a
learning curve too. It took a little
very
bit.
much so,
Yeah.
very much. You know, it's easy, but then again, it's hard dealing with 20 different personalities.
So what's the most difficult part of it? Just juggling the personalities?
Yeah, the personalities. You know, there's one guy that might get his feelings hurt, and you know me, I'm one to say stuff to just get a reaction, you know, and it might make one guy cry, and it might make another guy laugh, you know. So it's tough for me to draw back doing that, but
I think it's a healthy thing though, because you stir things up, but you're really just trying to get people to talk and engage and tell them. I mean, when I first came in, I remember how it felt. You were rough. I was like, damn, this guy's going to just lay me wide open.
I've even seen Lindsey come out and say, y'all are mean to each other.
And
We
then
don't treat each other that way because it's fun.
It's like part of the culture of, toughen up and you'll be fine,
But lightening the mood a little bit too, and he's real good at that. And I think that culture has spread over the last couple of years. I think it's kind of permeated into the existence of everybody on the road, even the bus drivers and everything. And I think you've had a lot to do with that, about lightening that mood. Sometimes it's a little bit tough, but I think that's made a huge difference with the whole chemistry of everybody on the road.
yeah, what I've found out is just don't take yourself too serious and don't feel like you're, God out there. It's just, you have a job to do. You do your job, you coordinate for everybody, and you try to do it the best you can, and everybody falls in line most of the time. But it's a herding cat. And
I've learned too, every organization has a completely different culture, and it always trickles down from the top, and everybody has a different philosophy about the way that they want their camp to run, and they're pretty extreme from one to the next sometimes.
Yes, they are.
But I found that a lot of the really big acts, we've been out in the last few years. We've been out with Aldine. We've been out with Dirks Bentley. I mean, who else have we been out? Seems like all the culture out there with the big acts that are doing the big arena stuff, everybody is just so freaking cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like with Aldine, man, he is so cool. His whole camp is cool. They're so welcoming to all us, so much. I mean, they didn't, shun us off or make you feel unimportant or anything.
The Brad Paisley camp, his dad is his manager, and man, he's a character. And then they have the little Barbie doll, Ken doll thing, and he's driving the Jeep, and he's the sheriff, and he's got the Barbie doll up over there. It's awesome, man.
Shoot, it's you're right. It does start from the top, and you have a good way of creating a culture to where we're open and fun loving, and we treat our opening acts how we would like to be treated, because we've been in both situations.
Oh, absolutely. And we've walked into situations at times where we didn't feel like we were appreciated or even wanted there. There are times, but it's great to have the culture around us where we are nice to people. I like being nice to people as much as I can. I can be an asshole.
Oh, well, yeah.
So can you.
I'm never.
So tell me, who's your least favorite band member?
Oh, shit.
That'd be Junior and Scott.
What do you think about Lindsey?
We earned that.
Lindsey is the best. I
She's
can't
the
say enough about
best.
her. She's the best.
The best.
The best.
One of these days we're going to get Opie to do a duet with us. I think that'd be very good. What do you think?
I think you scared him.
No.
Yeah.
I think you scared him with the solo act you made him do that one time. Man.
That's been a long time ago. He's come a long way.
I'm not here to sing.
He's a good DJ though. If you want to listen, it's like songs you don't even remember that you loved. He'll pull one out and play it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this song.
Yeah,
Good DJ.
that's my favorite thing on the road is to play Stump the Artist, with all the country songs that we can dig up from the past, and he'll just start singing.
I know all the old ones, man. A lot of the new ones I don't know. I'm trying to do better. So let's talk football. Let's talk some college football. We are just getting rolling into the fall of college football, and Arkansas stuck out a win. So one of our friends, we have a lot of friends in Louisiana, a lot of LSU fans, and I love the culture down there. Great friends. I had one of my buddies text me after that LSU whipping, and he said, "Can I be an Arkansas Razorback fan?" And I texted him back and I said, "No, you haven't suffered enough yet."
Yeah, because we have suffered.
We have suffered.
We have suffered. But
So you're a big Arkansas Razorback fan.
go Hogs.
Yeah.
Big Suey.
Where are we at this year? What's going to happen?
We're going to be pretty good. I don't know. I don't know if we'll win 10 games, but we should win 9 games for sure.
Yeah.
It's hopefully LSU so far down we can beat them, but
Well, that's its own rival.
Just, you beat LSU and then Missouri and then Ole Miss. I think I'm happy.
Hey, the season started off great for me because Texas beat Alabama. That was perfect. And, Lindsey, look at that look. It's a great look. Frame that
Opie
up.
loves Texas.
Yeah.
Any team from Texas, right?
See, that's the thing. I grew up in the Southwest Conference, and I can't like Texas. No matter how much I don't like Alabama, I can't like Texas
Can't do it.
more than Alabama, or anybody.
He's more of an Aggie fan, I think.
Sure.
Oh
sure
no,
he is.
no, not the Aggies either. No. I mean, I'm a this kind of guy. My hand can't go up. I was taught to do this as a kid. It's just that's what you do. If it's offensive to you
Limp-wristed.
being a Texas fan, well then you're just
Limp
out
wristed.
of luck, because I don't like Texas.
Have you ever taught anybody how to call the Hogs?
I have. It's funny because when you're and Sean, our lighting director,
Freebie.
Yeah, Freebie. He grew up in Missouri, Georgia, California, all around, but now he lives in Little Rock. And he said, it's just it just draws you in when you live in Arkansas because that's the only team we have. Arkansas State really doesn't count, but everybody's a Razorback fan, and so they start calling the Hogs and said, it's just a culture that you get drawn into when you get there. But I grew up that way. My grandparents, my parents, everybody's a Hog fan, so I just it's in me. It's in me like it is in Justin Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
on a tradition.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does one call the Hogs?
Ooh, pig, suey. You got to do it 3 times, and you go, ooh, Razorback.
Yeah.
So, I did it one time when I was living up here, and who was that guy? Gosh, dog, he was a pain in the butt on the radio, but I listened to him every day. I can't remember his name, but
Jerry House.
no, he was from New York or Connecticut or somewhere, and he was on the drive time for pro football, for the Titans and everything. He was on one of those radio stations. Anyway, Bobby Petrino had just messed up, and so they were doing a poll: should they fire him or should they not? And so they wanted to know how to call the Hogs. And so I was like, heck, I'll call in. Well, as soon as they answered, I just called the Hogs. And as soon as I was done, I hung up. They were wanting to talk to me after that. I'm like, I ain't talking to you. I just want to call the Hogs. So I called the Hogs over the radio, and Paul Kahorsky, that was his, Kahorsky, whatever his name was.
Paul
That was his
Kahorsky.
name.
So you were on the radio calling them?
I was on the radio calling the Hogs.
Very cool.
That's a good thing, man.
Shoot.
So ask Junior a question. What's the one thing you want to know about Junior?
Oh,
I
God.
want to know something deep.
Man,
Yeah.
You can cuss on here, so it's fine. Go ahead.
I don't
Let your true colors shine.
I don't know what to ask him. Hey, there's
You can say fuck.
Ask Scott something.
Don't let you.
What's your favorite word, Scott?
That's the one. I guess it is.
oh man.
We're on junior still.
Yeah, we're still on Junior. I don't know. How many fish did you catch in the Mulberry River that day when we were kayaking.
The mulberry? Oh, is that the day I drank all that moonshine?
No, that's the day that I caught more fish than you.
Oh,
It
yeah,
might have been a little one, but
I-
I caught more than you.
I caught one that looked like one of those little 8-ounce Mick Ultra cans, the little skinny ones.
Yeah.
If I even caught one at all, I really don't remember catching one.
It's because you drank so much moonshine.
Well, I think that was the other day where we about to die.
The day you drank that moonshine, we was on the Cossatot, and I was coming straight down, and I couldn't get turned in time. And he started taking off in front of me so I would hit him. And when I did, the current caught me and was about to turn me over. And I'm cussing, asking him very nicely, will you please let me go? And I started hitting him with the paddle.
I'm just wanting to sit there and talk like, Opie, what you doing, man? What's up?
I'm like, let go of me. You're about to kill me, man.
We haven't done one in a couple of years since COVID, but we did several trips with a bunch of friends from college and stuff to the northern part of Arkansas, to a bunch of rivers, Costot and Little Missouri and stuff. And there was one trip, it might have been the second to the last one, where the water, we had a lot of rain. And I started off with my little kayak and my seat, and I had my ice chest and my 5-gallon bucket and my rods and stuff. We went down some rapids. I came out of there with half a paddle. I lost a shoe. I lost my seat. Lost my fishing. I lost everything.
Lost everything.
I almost died.
You lost
I
your kayak?
almost died. I mean, I almost drowned. It came really close. It scared me. Yeah. It did. It was bad.
You lost your kayak, and old Eagle Eye over there saw it under the water.
It was buried. It was at the bottom of the river. I mean, it was in a hole. That was scary. That was a scary trip.
You started out with like 20 items. When you got to the end, you had a kayak and a shoe.
That's it. I had one shoe, and I found one shoe on the bank, and it was the wrong side. It was like the wrong side, but at least it covered the bottom of my foot. It was awful.
Shoot.
Those were good times, man.
That was a lot of fun. That really was.
To me, philosophy on life.
Philosophy on life. Well, I just live it one day at a time.
Oh, that's so profound. It's so profound.
I want to make pleasure my business and business a pleasure. There you go.
Business in the front, party in the back.
That's right. It's long hair, see.
Mr. Tommy McDonald.